Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 8 of Integrative Approaches to Mastering Wellness. I'm your host, Santhi Tanikela, physician and life coach. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about what humans want. And I can tell you firsthand that there are a lot of things that I want out of my life. But very fundamentally, humans want to be comfortable and they want to feel good. They want to avoid pain. And they want to do all of this as efficiently as possible. These three elements actually create what is known as the motivational triad, which is a theory that was developed by Dr. Douglas Lyle and Alan Goldhammer. This theory sheds light on our relationship between pleasure and discomfort and the degree to which that influences human behavior. So, in order to assimilate change in our lives, we basically have to get out of our comfort zone. It might be a little painful at times, right? Because here we are trying to move through doing something, failing at it, then trying again, and all the emotions associated with that. It forces us to think and behave in ways that we're not used to, all things that fly in the face of the motivational triad. So, what's our reason for making the decision to push past our discomfort and to learn how to do something new? Well, why do we want anything in life, right? We're motivated when we know that there's a reward at the end. So, there are two types of motivation: extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is when you do something with the hope of obtaining an external result or a reward. Internal motivation is when you do something for the emotional and mental benefits of it. So, what motivates you? So many people are motivated by their kids, which absolutely warms my heart, right? Because, I'm a pediatrician, so I love that stuff and I eat it up. But these are parents that are trying to create a better life for themselves and their progeny. They may have to overcome huge obstacles to get there. Right? An example would be a woman who's addicted to substances, learning that she's pregnant and making the decision that it's time to quit her toxic habit. Another example would be going to school, graduating, working to establish financial freedom for oneself, then trying to create generational wealth. So, this begs the question, what changes are you looking to make in your life? How will this improve your life? When you come up against that desire to stay in your comfort zone, when you come up against obstacles that force you to learn and think and do things in a new way, and you're wishing that you could crawl back into bed and forget all of it, remember that this feeling is actually really common. It's natural to want to return to old habits, right? They're familiar, they're easy, they're comfortable. If you understand that this is actually part of the process, then it doesn't feel quite so bad. This is literally part of growth. I will use myself as an example. Back in 2018 and 2019, I had some health issues. And in 2019, I was told that in order to carry my pregnancy to term, that I basically couldn't bend, lift, twist, exercise, or basically pick up anything heavy. And needless to say, I became really deconditioned. Soon after I had the baby, I went back to work as a pediatrician, and then a month later, COVID hit. Ooh. So here I was, gowning and masking and gloving and face shield and all the good things. And even despite being so careful, I still caught COVID, not once, but 3 times. And my body took a hit each one of those times. You know, what ended up happening was that I got to a point where I would try to go up the stairs in my own house and I'd have to stop midway up the stairs to let my muscles rest. Like I had such extreme muscle fatigue and I had to catch my breath. And after a moment, I was okay and I could go up the rest of the stairs. It was getting to a point where I didn't have the stamina to be able to enjoy playing with my kids. I was having trouble picking my daughter up. And last month I got to this moment where I was like, I have had enough. I've had enough with being the victim. I've had enough with being a victim to my own body. No one's going to come around and fix my problems for me. No one's going to go and give me a magical pill that's going to make everything better. So I made the decision to start rehabbing myself. So I went back to the gym and I set the bar so low, you guys, really low. I was working with the lowest weights, and I started doing cardiovascular activity again, even just starting at 5 minutes. And I started doing that 4 to 5 days a week. And ever so gradually, I increased the weight of the weights, and I increased my time doing cardio. And now 6 weeks into it, I'm at a point where I can run for 45 minutes. I can lift my kids again. And that is just magical, you guys. That reward of being able to do those things, to improve my quality of life, to be there for myself, and to learn how to get out of that old habit and recreate new patterns of doing, right? It didn't mean that I didn't want to go back to bed. Trust me, there were plenty of days where I was like, I just want to go back to sleep. but the reward is very palpable and present. And so great, I get to enjoy the benefits of that. And I can throw away that desire to want to feel sorry for myself. So in summary, the way we overcome our internal objections is by having a compelling why, having that compelling reason to motivate us. Whether it's weight loss, getting to financial independence, getting your degree, even making peace with a loved one, whatever it is, if you can give yourself a strong reason, this can motivate you to get to the finish line. Let's continue breaking through those glass ceilings, you guys. Until next time, be well. And if you'd like more information, visit me at iamwellmd.com. Thank you and have an awesome day.